Okay. Well, my dear Picard, the Q bandwidth has been watching you enterprising around the galaxy. We're very curious of you, Picard. Curious, Q? Yes, Picard, we're very curious about your species and using the Q bandwidth. The Q bandwidth factor for equalization to tackle problematic filter, EQ filtering and such. When you look at the frequency bands, there are literally tens of thousands of EQ bands, and each bit of sine wave tone is, when you look at third octave smoothing compared with a higher resolution 1/24th, and then you see all the individual little frequency bands will go to 1/48th octave, or go to FFT, and then you look at the very tiny narrow frequency bands, because you widen the Q bandwidth to slot in a frequency, such as I use the FBQ to equalize my screen channel for the HF horns behind the screen, to get them more or less the same, but it's a little bit more than that, but so look, Q bandwidth. There's a few on the DCX and many more that I used on the FBQ. So I've got let's just, we'll get the camera in position, and the camera. Oh, I forgot to check the camera because it's inverted. The image is inverted. It's not mirroring the same, so the image is reversed. I think it is. I'm not sure. No, it's still reversed. I didn't. What's it? Check the camera. Just to invert the image, flip it round. So you got to work around it, or invert your image. Yeah, I think you could do that on a computer. Invert the image. Yeah, reverse it, flip it round. Anyway, so yeah, the Q bandwidth there. I'm just using a little bit of simple filters there, by purposely making it kind of wide, and then lowering down some of the problematic frequencies. Might as well just bring up a REM. So I'll just bring REM up. Have I got the microphone plugged in for the? Let's plug that in. Okay. Sound generator. Okay, I'll use the Hula. Hang on. Let's just check that. No, I'm using the microphone on the camera here for the microphone in the room rather than separate because I can't share. I don't think I can share two things at the same time. So if I disconnect the camera when I'm finished, I'll be using the. So that's not responding. So it's the camera on here. So it's kind of okay. I've not exactly measured the microphone on this webcam thing. Got me confused the other day because I was thinking, why's my microphone not working? It took me about 10-15 minutes to figure it out. And I've realised, it's the camera, it's still connecting and it's overriding. I couldn't, because I was going in the menu, just deactivate this, activate that, not work. It's not doing anything. Okay, so there's a bit of a delay here. Just shorten that graph down a bit. Not sure if it's showing up very clear here. So let's have a look. If I can see the TV monitor there. Yeah, that's okay. It's okay. Looks okay. Let me just double check that it's not over contrasting too much. Whoopsie. Ooh. Almost botched that up. Yeah, that's okay. It's displaying. It's not over contrasting too much. Unlike some devices that kind of like my standard camera on my webcam, my laptop, it over contrasts the image. That's not too bad there. Okay. So I need some pink noise playing. And I'll adjust the Q bandwidth. So pink noise. Just check what channels I'm going to be playing on. I'll turn that one off and that one off. Okay. No, that one on. Okay. So let's put some pink noise through. Okay, got pink noise. Turn the fader up. Change the resolution. Smoothing. Go 148 octave. And I'll go into the FBQ. The FBQ. I'm going to put a filter around 2 kilohertz. So I'll dial it in. Do a frequency boost. You see it there at 2 kilohertz. I'll narrow the bandwidth 0.33, which should be centered around about round average for third octave EQ. So I'll narrow the bandwidth down to 0, down to 1. What I can hear is like a whistling sound because it's really overplaying, over sounding too much. And I've got plus 15 dB there. If I narrow it down back or lower it down back to 0, but it's very difficult to see on the RTA. So just rise it up again. There we go. You just see it peaking. Very narrow. Okay, I'm going to widen the Q bandwidth now. And lower it down. I'm going to subtract down minus 15 dB. It'll go down to minus 36. You can see the frequency's gone down a bit, so I'll just rise it back up. And watch around the 2 kilohertz range. I'm going to cut the frequency down. I'm going to widen the bandwidth. So I could put the bandwidth really wide, which would cover pretty much the most of the entire frequency spectrum, I think, at a given sort of. But so turn a few bandwidth, rise it back up. So go from 10, and then 8 and 7, 6 and 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.5, 1, 0.75, 0.50, 0.33, 0.25, 0.20, 0.20, 0.16, 0.14, 0.112, 0.11, 0.10, 5. That's going really narrow now. 4, 3, 2, and 1. And that's really ultra narrow. So I'll just put it back at 0 because I don't need that filter on because I've already, so far, well, let's just say I can still hear something there. It might be that I've got the center bar behind the screen and it's reacting with the sound on a specific given frequency. I'll just turn that fader down. It's like I can hear a kind of like a ringing sort of sound. I don't really need to address it with equalizing it with a Q bandwidth around roughly the frequency because I have to dial the frequency up and down. So I put a cut on it and put a cue bandwidth maybe so narrow, not very narrow, not very tiny narrow, and then dial the frequency until I can hear where I can hear this kind of whistling sort of sound, suddenly minimizing, dropping down, sort of thing, because it's the center bulb. Oh gosh, been to exercising some bit not quite with it. So it will find that frequency and then subtract, so it wouldn't make that kind of whistle sound, because it's kind of, the sound is reflecting on the center bar, even though I've got the center bar behind the screen absorbed on one side, so it wouldn't, if I tap it with my finger, it wouldn't make a ringing sound, because it's got a bit of absorbent material going all down it, glued to the center bar. But still, there's something there, and yeah, I can hear it, but solving it with the cue bandwidth won't really solve it. It's going to subtract some of the frequency that I don't really need to subtract or take away from the, I need two center bars behind the screen, so they're offset, they're away from the speakers. It doesn't matter if you got a bass driver in the way. I suppose it wouldn't really matter, since it's going to be playing low bass LF, and it's going to be omnidirectional, and but still, the center bar shouldn't be there. There should be two bars, and it should be clear of the speakers, so there isn't anything in the pathway of the loudspeaker. Otherwise, it will make a different sound. Only I can hear it. Only I can hear it. If I played it to anyone else, the pink noise, I'd be surprised if they would notice it. I'm getting very, because I've been exercising a few times a day. I burn off the calories. Anyway, so I don't think I'll do this long. So turn that one off. Go to the true RTA. Got to keep remembering, I'm not using that microphone. I'm using, because it's overrided. I could have. I got to get this image thing sorted, so I've got to go into the camera settings and get the image reversed. It'd be interesting. Yeah, I might. I could do it now, but I can't really do it now, because I'd have to stop the video. Yeah, I have to stop the live video, and then switch back over to the. So I've got that microphone and do a frequency sweep. So I've got to more or less put this camera in more or less the same positioning. So I've got to move it a little bit more near, so it's just to the side, or maybe just in front of it, sort of thing. That would kind of suffice. And do a frequency sweep. I might just do a frequency sweep with the just see what it looks like. Just see what it looks like, because I'm not sure what what this microphone is like on the camera phone, on the camera webcam thing. I really am not with it. I'm not even with it. My cats are all sleeping at the moment. They're snoozy. They sense the weather change, just as if I could sense something maybe wrong with the equalization, or something wrong with the pink noise, or something wrong with the well, yeah. So what am I looking for? RAM again. RAM. Okay, so I've got. Okay. Actually, I don't need that on. Turn that off. That's it. I need to go to measure. Play some pink noise to get it sounding. See if it registers on the the levels okay. Hang on, it's very quiet there. Oh yeah. Okay, let's change that frequency range setting. That's set to equalize. Do the sub bass at 5 hertz to 120. So start it at, I don't know, 250. That's up to 20,000. Okay, that should sound a bit better now. Turn the fader up. Okay. Oh, it says levels okay there. Okay. Do it again one more time. Actually, I heard that. I heard it. Do I have to go onto that center channel again and readjust that diaphragm? Because I heard it on the frequency sweep, even though I am starting it very low at 250 hertz on the sweep, but I probably heard it around about 200, maybe 280. I don't know. I do have to then do but that frequency graph. Let me just have a look. Mm, 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 mm. There's a bit of a dip there. See, I mean, how distant away is that? It's 9 foot. It's 9 foot. It's a bit shallow. Of course, I don't know what the microphone on this camera is. Its frequency response is like. So having said, I know that's got a very flat frequency response on the speaker, and then running a frequency sweep. And then I then have to then come to the conclusion that the microphone it's got some dips and peaks or whatever in its frequency response range. But I did hear that. I did hear it making that sound. So if I went and checked I'm certainly not doing it now. It's a simple thing to do. Just got to go behind the screen. And kind of just play a tone sine wave around the frequency where where it's kind of like distorting, but it's not really distorting. It's only the diaphragm is not aligned correctly or such for a certain given frequency, and testing to make sure it could play the range from the lowest frequency, because those compression drivers can manage, I think, down to 200 hertz with I think it's a wave tube, a tube wave horn or something. So it's got like a very extended long tube attached to the compression driver with I guess a horn on the end. So it'd be the very long sort of thing, and you can get the tuning down pretty low to 200 hertz, I think. So, oh gosh, I'm really exercising. That's good. It's good because it made me sleepy. So I might fall asleep in the seat. I'm just going to go to bed. I guess I'll do what my cats do. Tone. Okay. So 500 hertz sounds okay. Oh, hang on. What was that sound I heard? I'm just blowing just to see if I thought I might be hearing some sort of feedback because I'm using the camera phone and thinking it's doing something. I don't usually get feedback with that. Just thought I was hearing feedback. Oh, golly, gosh, no, oh, gosh. I don't know. My cats are sleepy. Maybe I'm not really sleepy. Maybe it's something to do with something going on with Aurora Borealis. I heard some things about conditions, atmospheric conditions or such. I don't know. Maybe it's the moon wobble. Maybe the moon's still wobbling. I don't know. I'm just trying to bring the graph up. Bring the RTA up. And play the sine wave tone. There it is. So I go step down very gently. Oh, I can't hear a ringing sound. I'll do that again just in case I'm dozing off. I'm down to 193 hertz. And I can still hear a tone, and it doesn't sound like it's distorting. It sounds like it's got a tone that's there, but it's very low, of course, in sound pressure level. And I dare play it too loud. And of course, I've got the crossover frequency on the DCX set at. Presently, I'm experimenting down at 254 hertz at Link Riley 24 minus 24 dB. So it's like it is on the DCX. I need the continuity, and I'll get this continuity sorted out. No, over that. No, stay at that. So I'm just kind of experimenting at the moment with that sort of crossover range, and also lowering the crossover range down on the bass cab, so they'll play down a little bit more low. So the idea is lower lows, higher highs with less distortion. But I'm surprised picking up at 193. But of course, if I put a steeper bandwidth, a steeper crossover slope, also, you know, if I thought if it might not be a ringing sound that I'm hearing somewhere in the higher frequency range, I'd probably, I don't know, may use the Q bandwidth to cut it down so I don't notice that that kind of whistly sound that I heard. But I'm thinking it's just the bar, the center bar, and the speaker, and the sound is moving the speed of sound. Whoosh, 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 whoosh against the bar, and it's kind of going back to the compression driver horn, going back to the horn itself, and maybe making that kind of sound, just as if I were messing around with maybe not verbalizing, making a sound with my lips and moving an object, maybe a piece of thin metal or cardboard, some object, and moving it until I would hear something that sounds like a sound artifact sort of thing. What are you doing up there? Oh gosh, me. You sleepy, pal? I'm really snoozy. Can't really do much. I'm gonna keep this very short, so you know, need 8 hours sleep. Oh, and a cat mostly sleeps what? How many hours? Average? Is it 9 or 12 hours? Oh. Anyway, so so let me just go back, look at that frequency graph on the where is it? Let's look at that. That's not too bad, but like I say, I would have to do this comparison later, and I'll probably have to do it in a video sort of thing. So, and then edit the video together where I use the camera phone, and then I'll use to see if there's, you know, but I'm guessing. I'm just guessing. Maybe maybe this microphone on the camera has got a, interesting to know what type of microphone they're using. Where is the microphone on this camera? Where is the microphone? I'm not sure if it's these little things down the side. These little slots. Can't see anywhere else around the camera. I can't see any other tiny hole So maybe these microphones, I don't know if they're stereo. I don't know. Oh, one way to test. Hang on, let's go back to the video live. My cat bear's in the way. Okay, I hardly see the computer screen where I try to navigate. Yeah, nice going, bear. Oh, there we go. Okay. Now, what am I trying to think? Because I'm really I'm really dozing off. Oh god, I'm really dozing off here. Oh goodness me. What am I looking for? What am I looking for to put up? I'm gonna keep this very short, maybe 40 minutes, and then I'm going to go to get some sleep. Maybe keep everything on. Just get a cat nap, maybe an hour, maybe 2 hours, and then come back, sort of thing. Oh yeah, I'm looking at the bar graphic meter. So let me see if I think this is a microphone here. No. Yeah, there's something moving there on the bar graphic meter. What about this one here? No. So I can see two slots in this camera, in this Logitech. I can't see any other, any other type of hole for where maybe possibly the microphone would be placed, but yeah, I'm not going to keep the graph, so I'll probably do it again and then compare this microphone on the camera to that microphone and see if the frequency sweep, see what it looks like on the frequency sweep on the overlay. They should be different. They should be totally different. So I'm not saying that this microphone is going to be better than that microphone, but you know. The Q bandwidth. Meow. I can't see because my cat bear's in the way. I'm having trouble navigating. I'm really having bear. I don't know why he sits right in the middle of the, especially right where the infrared sensor is located. So I can't use the remote. I've got to move him out the way. But he just moves back to the middle because that's where roughly the warm source of energy is. So it's like he's looking for positive warm energy. And yeah, Sooty used to do the same thing. Yeah, Sooty did the same thing. So yeah, there's the frequency graphs. Hang on, there we go. There we go. So that's the camera mic. That's the camera microphone. I can't say I'm really thrilled with that. Looks a little bit up and down all over the place, sort of thing. But when I measured it in third octave, and it was looking okay, and all the frequencies were lining up. But that doesn't mean all the frequencies are lining up, because I've got to be looking at a higher resolution with the microphone back here, and then using the Q bandwidth to it's hit and miss. It's hit and miss, because if I move the microphone just a little bit either way, then it's just as if you're listening and you just move your head a little bit like this. You just move side to side, or put your finger on one ear and do it again. The sound of the frequency changes, because one, I'll be getting a little bit nearer to moving a few more millimeters this way, nearer to a surface boundary, or I could just put my hand up and then just kind of do that. Even if I'm doing that now, there's no sound playing other than but I can feel a pressure. I can feel a very low frequency pressure. And that's doing it silent. Silent. The closer, but there are still other external sounds around. Do that. And I can sense a pressure change in low frequency. I can sense this. It's very, actually, it sounds pretty good. Sounds better than Dolby Atmos. Sounds better than Oro. It's a very strange psychoacoustic, or psycho Q-ustic. Use the Q, my dear Picard. Yeah. The Borg is not interested in the Q bandwidth. They're only interested in resistors. And the Empire in Star Wars, they use a first order crossover network. Yeah, because they're the first order now, aren't they? So they use a first order crossover. Pretty rubbish, actually. First order. I use a fourth order. Okay. So that's that. Just on Q bandwidth, and you look at Wikipedia on Q bandwidth. You look at Wiki on Q bandwidth. Let's just bring up the what's it? How do you get that back to click back into? Oh, I know what to do. I know what to do. Duplicate there. Oh no, because I'm on the what's it? Yeah, I can't just shut that one down, because I'll shut the whole thing down. Yeah. The Q got me. My dear Picard, you're too ambitious. You need to look at the universe, Picard, in a Q bandwidth way. That the universe is very vast, Picard. It's very wide. It's expanding at incredible speed that your Enterprise can't even catch up with. Because it's been happening, my dear Picard, for billions of years. Enough of these games, Q. I'm fed up. Actually, dialing in the frequencies, say sometimes I think of looking at the equalizing, because it's always experimentation. I mean, I can tune these HF horns. I've pretty much gone through many different types of technique. The only one technique that I've not tested is testing them outdoors. So they are away from, I can move the horn or place it up high off the ground so it'll be as clear away from any ground base boundary, because the horn is, like I say, could respond to 200 hertz. But I had 192 hertz playing sine wave, and I could just hear it coming through the horn. Not super loud, but I can hear it. If it were another type of horn that's got a limited bandwidth, frequency bandwidth, I wouldn't hear it. You know, I'd have to go a bit higher up in the frequency scale with the sine wave tone until, oh yeah, I can hear it now. Because it rolled off, it's dropping off. I do get a little bit concerned if I'm kind of exploring a little bit too far, because I recall reading in this in 70 millimeter, my hearing now, and I'm getting very disorientated now. I need to get some sleep, or I can just relax. Oh, you can only relax so far in a rocker seat. I've got these set so they can go back as far as they can allow the seat to rock back. But it just says, go and lay down for a couple of hours. Re-energize. Re-energize, yeah. Re-energize me, Scotty. I don't have the vitamin and the protein, Captain. You have to get some proper sleep. I want more energy. Energize me, Scotty. I don't have the power. Oh dear. I think that's what you get with the trade-off exercise, and then you feel like sleepy after it. I think that's the trade-off. Other than that, I had a normal sleep night, but it's doing the exercise and it's wore me down. I had a simple meal tonight. 2 tomatoes and some baked beans. Why? Because I can do it. I put two tomatoes in the microwave and warm them up, and they taste nice and juicy, and it tastes nice and juicy and tasty, warmed up. That's all. So I'm just feeling, just not with it now. I know what I'm having trouble navigating around, so I'm really getting, oh gosh, I should just hit the end stream and get some sleep. But I just want to stay up a little bit, but I'm all right. I might stay up just 1 hour, but I'm just going to be rambling because I've talked about the Q bandwidth, and the problem, with when you widen the Q bandwidth, you go down to you go below and above neighboring frequencies. You got to observe your frequency resolution in, it's hit and miss. It's hit and miss, trial and error. But there's just simply not enough Q bandwidth. Or not Q. There's not enough Q bandwidth. There's not enough parametric EQ filter bands. This only goes up to 20 per channel. If I daisy chain channel A into channel B, then I'll go up to 40, because the frequency dial, let's go up here. So that's 2 kilohertz. Oh, look at the glare effect. Yeah, it's like a vertical glare effect. Oh, it's that one there. There it is. It says you think it says number 5, but it says number 2. Oh, that's the wrong one there. There you go. So I dial the frequency going up and 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 up to 20,000 kilohertz, and dial it down. There's a lot of frequency band there. A lot of frequency band there. And dial it all the way down to 20 hertz. Yeah. So how many FBQ would I need to cover a frequency range? Because I certainly do not like auto EQ. It sucks. Auto EQ is, because it's like you take away the human equation and it's programmed to do the best it can do, but it can't think. It doesn't have a consciousness. Oh, the one thing is, it probably won't get tired. Sleepy. But even with, oh my goodness, I'm not sure how many frequency bands the Odyssey has got. I've read somewhere it's got in the order of 200 plus parametric EQ frequency bands. Well, that's quite a lot. But how does it, it's got to be using Q bandwidth to widen or narrow on specific frequency, and then subtracting using and maybe some boosting. I don't know. I prefer to do it manually, because then if I hear a problem that's occurring, I can correct it. If I leave it to auto EQ, and after it's done all the channels, and that's a process that takes 15-20 minutes, and then think, well, that's kind of done it kind of okayish, but there's a little problematic hickey that, that I got to move the microphone a little bit this way or that way, reposition the microphone sort of thing, and then do the Odyssey auto thing again, and then evaluate the condition, because evaluate it with a pink noise afterwards, a wideband pink noise or a sine wave, or do a frequency sweep, and then have a look at see what REM is seeing, yeah. Is it getting it flatter, sort of thing, kind of, with a high resolution EQ, RTA, high resolution. Yeah. Anyway, that's that. I'm going. Sleepy, innit? So Q. Oh yeah. One more for the Q. So that's the Q. I can change the Q. Go up to there. I'll go right down, super narrow. Super narrow, that is. That is like threading a needle and doing, threading the needle, a sewing string, threading it. That's really narrow, and that's what should be used. Most of the frequencies. That's what really should be used. You can see, you observe the Q bandwidth, and you see this hump that looks pretty wideish, and you think, well, you know, but then it's better to use the real-time analyzer with the pink noise and use the REM and set to high resolution, 1/48 octave, and then use the Q bandwidth and adjust the frequencies, and then see if that Q bandwidth, because one thing is, you don't want to take down too much, you know. Because as the frequency sweep's going through, it's pushing somewhere. It makes a hump by, and all that hump is made up of lots of individual frequency slices. You got to adjust each, and there might be maybe 20, 30, whatever frequency slices at a certain frequency hump, and you got to use all the, that's a lot of FBQ processing power, sort of thing. No one's going to stick a load of these and join them all up together until you've got something that covers the equivalent frequency range going, well, say for my HF1 from 250 hertz up to 20,000 kilohertz. I think that would be many hundreds of very narrow frequency band slices that I would need to use, and the Q bandwidth, to learn. And then, oh gosh, I would be EQing that whole, just a single channel for hours, until I get to the next freaking channel to do it, But I think the result would be pretty good, because the idea is to, get the tone to sound the same. Yeah. Anyway, say night, bear. Magic. Meow. 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 Okay. Meow. Meow.